there, Mr. Brand, head teacher here. So in terms of keeping up to date with how your child is doing at school, we write to you 3 times yearly with a report which will show how your child's doing in their lessons. We also hold parents' evenings as well. But in terms of day-to-day keeping in touch with us, the very best thing to do is download an app called My Ed. So every parent can download that app to the phone. And through that app, you'll be able to see things like their attendance, and whether that's going up or down. You'll be able to see their timetable for that week, so you'll be able to see the lessons they've got coming up. You'll also be able to see any homework that they've been set by their teachers and when that's due. You'll also get a really helpful summary of their behaviour, good and bad, so any rewards for anything great they've done and any sanctions that have been attached for anything that wasn't good. So that's really the best thing that you can use to keep in touch with us and see how your child's doing. And once again, that's called My Ed. We'll share details with you nearer the time of how you can get onto that.
One is social time, right? Being able to see your friends, being able to communicate with your friends, be able to spend time with your friends is one of the most important parts of school. And when you're sitting online talking to your friends, it's not the same as when you're actually seeing them physically and actually interacting with them. And that's an important life skill that we develop when you're in school. And that is one of the main reasons why we want you in school. The second one is around routines. Getting up in the morning, get yourself showered, get yourself dressed, getting into school, getting yourself sorted for school before you arrive, coming into your lessons, having your lunch and break times, and then going home. Those are set times where you've got a little bit of order in your life. And it really, really helps with your mental health in particular, to have that, right? It secures it, it makes them routines help, and it's something that's advised by the mental health team to have those daily routines in place, supports that. The third thing is around grades. Now, what you notice is that kids with really, really good attendance at the Dean Academy do seem exceptionally well in their exams, or they exceed or over exceed what they do in school. Kids who aren't in school as much, they start to miss content that we teach them. They start to miss the friendships that they are missing out on, that interaction they have during the school day. And then it slowly gets worse and worse and worse, and kids start feeling quite bad about wanting to come into school. And that's what you kind of want to start to avoid. Students with 95% attendance, so that could be like 1 or 2 days off a year, could be a couple of appointments to hospital appointments, or have an orthodontist or dentist appointments. It's not a huge amount. They do exceptionally well here at the Dean Academy. If you do have problems with your attendance, please ring in and have a conversation with Julie Stevens, who's our attendance officer. She can support and get things in place from outside agencies to internal things that we can do to support your kids. If your son or daughter is ill, which is inevitable, it will actually happen at some point, please ring into the school, leave a message on reception. So if you ring into reception, I think it's 1 you press on our switchboard, it'll take you straight through to our attendance officer, and you just leave a message and just inform us. That would be quite nice, because if you haven't done that, you get a text message off us to make sure that the kid that you sent into school is actually come into school, so you'll know if they've come or not. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
In the classroom at Key Stage 3, we use the language of mastery. This is a strategy that ensures that all students reach common endpoints within each of the different subject areas. Whilst the learning outcome is the same, mastery ensures that every single student is supported, scaffolded and challenged according to their individual needs.
We use our Beyond Words reading programme in tutor time in Year 7 to 10 to develop literacy at the Dean Academy. We use challenging texts that are picked to be age appropriate and widen horizons, often challenging students to look at topics and cultures that are outside their own understanding. These age appropriate texts are modern and have challenging themes in order to stretch and to develop vocab. Tutors read while students follow the text, and we have a daily focus on a key word looking at Tier 2 vocabulary. In lessons, we use knowledge recall tasks and focus on Tier 3 subject-specific vocabulary in order to ensure that all students develop a subject-specific literacy across the curriculum.
At the Dean Academy, we have a house system. Students are placed into one of 4 houses, and competitions and events run throughout the year. There are prizes and rewards for houses when they are successful. In the P department, we also have extracurricular clubs running every lunchtime, and we have clubs after school in a range of activities. And throughout the school, there are clubs running across different departments, such as gardening club and gaming club.
Unfortunately, just like in all walks of life, Sometimes students face friendship issues and the relationships they have with their peers may break down. If that's the case, we have a highly trained team of staff in our Student Support Centre who are able to investigate and to support your son or daughter and hopefully rebuild those friendship issues. We use restorative practice in school, and many of the student body are trained to help support their peers in order to overcome friendship issues. Should things become more serious, we have a strict no bullying policy, and those staff in SSC will again investigate and aim to restore the issues that your sons or daughters may be facing.
Here at the Dean Academy, we believe in total data transparency, and we will formally share with you the progress that your son or daughter is making at 3 different reporting points across the academic year. From Year 7, we use the GCSE grading system of 1 to 9, and staff use a variety of different types of assessments, both formative within class on a regular basis, and more summative assessment like tests or end-of-year exams to track the progress that the students are making. Through doing this, what we're able to do is to ensure that we put in extra challenge for those students that require it, and that we're also able to put in place some high-impact, timely intervention for those students that need it. The intention of this is to ensure that every single student leaves the Dean Academy having achieved their academic potential.
So in terms of what equipment your child needs to bring with them to school is really very simple. We expect every child to have with them a pencil case within which they'll have a pen, a pencil, a ruler and a rubber. Other students may choose to bring other things with them like a calculator or maths equipment or any additional things that we may not have thought of. But the essential bits are simply a pen, pencil, ruler and rubber. In specialist lessons we'll give them any equipment they may need. But in food tech, your child will be given a weekly ingredients list they'll need to bring with them. For PE lessons, they'll need PE kit and a bag. All of the requirements for our PE kit is placed on our website. And you'll also have seen our uniform requirements that you can get from Monkhouse. They're the uniform provider for us. But in terms of things you absolutely have to have, uniform and PE kit, they're fairly standard, and then a very small number of things that we expect every child to have with them every day. One final point I'd make is that your child will be given a conduct card, and this is a piece of card they carry around school with them, and if a child does something that's a small misdemeanor, they're given a tick, and 5 ticks on there, that gets to a detention. Most kids will never ever have their conduct card ticked by a teacher, but that's one part of the equipment they'll need to have with them as well. They'll be given that on the day when they join us.
No student may use their mobile phone during the day on site in school. We understand they may be with them, but it needs to be in a bag and switched off or on silent at all times. If a student is seen on their phone, then a member of staff will confiscate it and it will be taken to the school office to be collected at the end of the day. In an emergency, if a student does need to contact home, they can visit the school office or the attendance officer and use the phone there.
There's 2 main ways you can do that. The first is to look out on a Friday afternoon for the parent bulletin. So in that we have a summary of all the events and trips that are happening over the next 5 days. You might look out for a trip to university with Year 10, or it might be their sports day running, and that's the sort of thing you'll be looking out for as a parent. The other thing that we do in our parent bulletin is our teachers submit photos of some of the great work that our students have submitted. So it might be an essay, or it might be a picture of a practical piece of work that a child's done in DT, and it's really nice to be looking out for those things that your child has done. The second thing I'd say to you is we'd really love it if you'd follow us on social media. So we've got a really good following on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and on there we post daily pictures of things that our children are doing, or events or trips, or things that we think we want our parents to be aware of, the great stuff that's happening at our school.
And it comes in 3 or 4 different parts, right? Number 1 is being ready, right? Having your uniform ready the night before, making sure you've got everything you need, the right types of shoes, the right trousers, the right shirt, we've got a blazer. We've got the right equipment for our lessons, so if we're having a maths lesson, we're having a science lesson, that we've got calculators, we've got rulers, we've got pencils. If we're having PE, that we have our PE kit with us. If we're going to have food that day, you'll be given a list of ingredients to bring it in for the required day, and you bring that in, along with also completing all your homework. That's part 1. That's being prepared before you come into school. When you're in school, it's the willingness to be excellent in everything that you do. so that you get the best possible education that we can provide for you. Achieving your best, doing your best. That's really what we're looking for. So it's that positive attitude towards your learning is key to this. The next part is respect. Respecting your peers, respecting your teachers, respecting the wider school community, but also respecting the community, because you're ambassadors for our school, and when you're walking around in our school uniform, they look to you as the Dean Academy students. So your behaviour reflects the school and its community. While at the Dean Academy, you'll receive, if you do everything that we're asking you to do, a large number of positive points. These are recorded on a system called Class Charts. Your parents have access to this, and they'll be able to see exactly what you're getting well and what you're not getting well. Now, these positive points reflects that positive attitude across the whole of the school, not only in lessons but outside of lessons. So if we think you've been really respectful to someone else that will be witnesses, we will give you a positive conduct point regarding that. We want all students to do their best and achieve the best, and we're here to support you. But there are times where students just can't meet them high expectations now and again. Something might have happened, they could just have a bad day, and we all have those. And that there's part of the pastoral team, which I lead, is around giving you that support, giving you that guidance to rectify where we're at, give you the support to put you back to that high achievement and that high excellent behaviour that we're looking for. Looking forward to seeing you in September, and see you soon. All right, bye bye.